Hi everyone. Wish everyone have a beautiful and interesting day. So today's topic is all about implementing a new project in a Viva world. So for doing any implementation project, Viva systems will provide you the out-of-box configuration. So if you are having any Vault application, it will be a QMS or ProMats, you'll be getting an out-of-box configuration. So the out-of-box configuration will have most of the generic lifecycle document fields, document types, and everything. So based on that, these standard fields and standard configuration, you have to customize your Vault with the requirements. So most of the implementation project that will be lies according to the business requirements. So the business requirement is the key in this implementation project. So whoever is getting the who is getting the requirement gathering in this activity, so they have to be clearly getting the details from the business. So for an instance, the business wants to create some three different life cycles, like a document life cycle. We can take it up. So based on that, you have to get the requirement in sense. You have to understand what is the flow of that life cycle from the document creation state till it is reaching the expired state or canceling that document. So what is the flow? So based on that flow, you have to understand who will be triggering the workflow, who will be approving that workflow, and who can annotate the document, like commenting the documents. So those details has to be captured in the business requirement gathering session only. So the first step in the requirement gathering and configuring that in that project is taxonomies. The taxonomies is nothing but the document type subtype classification configuration. So whether we can use the standard ones or we can create a new customized type subtype classification or not. The second important thing is document number format. So based on the type subtype classification only, the document number is going to get set up in the system. So document number comes up in the second, and then who can create the document, that is a security, that will be coming up in the third place. Later, you have to get all the metadata details. So whether it is a shared field or it is going to be the field for all the document types. So whether you can create it in the base document or we can utilize the existing metadata. Like that, the questions has to be goes to the business and get the requirement properly and capture everything in a single document so that the development team will not get confused. And once this is completed, the metadata fields you are receiving, the workflow. Using that workflow, you have to understand who are all the roles are getting participated, and all the roles are whether we have to create those roles or we can use the existing roles or not. And that role has to be DAG specific or group specific. That is going to be the last option. So I am just given you the example of configuring a single document lifecycle. If you are going in implementing a RIM kind of a project or a QMS kind of an object specific projects, then the requirement gathering lies on the object level as well. So it will not only the document level. So document and linked with the objects and objects linked with the document, vice versa it will happen. And what are the different join objects? All these details you have to capture. So based on this details, you have to properly create a user story for the development team and provide it to them to start configuring in the lower environment. As I already explained some of my topics in the deployment activities, so that will be helpful for deploying the changes from one environment to another. And finally, you can implement that project and give technical go live is completed, then you can give it to the end users as well as the business. So before going to the end users, business can actively validate all the configuration, whatever they expected, and whether it is actually came up or not in the UAT environment. So based on their expectation, if it is failed, then we have to reconfigure or rechange the user story. And after the proper approvals, you have to configure from the lower environment back. So this is how the any implementation project will work. We can see in a different topic next time. Thank you.